That video you just saw of the penguin, and have probably seen in the past, had 3.7 million, million with an M, 3.7 million likes. Not even views, likes. 24 million views on the video. And I have a feeling that it hit hard for you, that video of the penguin going to the mountains. I know I'm a little late on this trend, but I kind of wanted to make a video, kind of an old school type of Call of Duty commentary type video of why I think this video hits so hard for you and a lot of other people, including myself in Gen Z. Why did a penguin having a straight up existential crisis basically make people cry? Like, why is this so relatable? And why did all of us look at this bird and say, yeah, he's just like me? When I first watched this video, it was actually my girlfriend who sent it to me. Out of all people and of all ways to discover this video, she sent it to me and was like, yeah, this penguin is me. And I think the first time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck even is this? What is this video? Why did you send me this? I was so confused. And then after I saw the video, I just kept seeing it on my feed, like on IG, like reel after reel of like penguin, like edits of this penguin. And then I started to get it. I like, like this penguin is going to die trying to, leaving the comfort of his colony and the comfort of his, just leaving your comfort zone in general, going to the mountains to chase a dream. That penguin is literally the physical embodiment of burnout. Like, imagine you're surrounded by everyone doing what they're supposed to do. Like, locked into their routine, getting up in the morning, going to work, coming back, making dinner, meal prepping, whatever, working out, and then, school, work, relationships, social media, whatever. And then one day you just wake up and you snap and you just say, I can't do this. Not even like in a dramatic way, just in like a quiet way, like you don't even have a plan and you just start walking somewhere, you just go out for a walk and just think about life and like the constant, like just the reality of the constant like adulting, that we're having to kind of like take on in our lives now of like, going out and being independent, building relationships with people. You just start thinking about all that shit and realizing how it's too much, and you just want to like one day like be free and like just not have to worry about any of that shit. That's the penguin. Like, bro didn't have a goal. He didn't have a motivational quote. Like, he wasn't watching David Goggins edits saying, stay hard and shit like that. He didn't have a podcast telling him to fucking grind harder. He didn't have Andrew Tate in his ear or anything. He just said, nah, and just dipped. Like, he just left. And I think that's what a lot of people want to do nowadays. There's so much tension nowadays in society and divisiveness. I feel like, especially, like, I'm 24. I feel like especially, if you're a guy or a girl, if you're a person around my age, I feel like you kind of feel the same way in a sense where, as you, get further into your 20s, you feel like you kind of have to like get your shit together a little bit more. Like, I'm definitely feeling that way, especially like this year. I think once I turned 24, I realized, like, my God, like I gotta like get like a full-time job. Like, I have a full-time job, but I need to like start making more money from that full-time job. Like, I need to like save up for a house in the future. I need to fucking get my shit together. I want to like start thinking about not having a family now, but I need to start thinking about plans for like having a family in the future. Like I feel like as soon as I hit 24, like that can be considered mid 20s, and that scares the shit out of me. There's probably a lot of younger guys watching this that are thinking, oh yeah, I got forever to worry about that shit. It sneaks up on you, man. It really does. Like, I can remember like it was yesterday, COVID happening, and I don't know, like I remember COVID, like the beginning of COVID, bro. I like being out with the boys during COVID when we weren't supposed to be, um, hitting dawns like every week, chilling with the boys, like that shit was. It felt like a few months ago. Okay, maybe that's hyperbole. Like it doesn't feel like a few months ago, but that shit doesn't feel that long ago. Like I have so many memories from that era of life and it becomes overwhelming at times, like I swear as I get older, like time just keeps moving faster. And I think a lot of people in Gen Z, they just want to walk away from all that shit. I swear Gen Z has this special kind of exhaustion, like not even physical tired, just mentally tired. Like I feel like it's just draining sometimes just to get up in the morning. Like the kind where you open your phone and instantly feel overstimulated from like, all the messages and emails you got, or just, scrolling away on IG or TikTok, whatever. Like you see someone your age or like, buying a house or getting like fucking married or shit. You know how crazy it is that people I went to high school are getting like engaged? Like I have a friend, a good friend of mine, who bought a house a few months ago. He's got a whole ass house, like property that he just lives in now. Like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Or I'll see people just like on their 12th solo trip to Greece or some shit like that. And you're just sitting there like, I'm just trying to make it through the week. Like I'm just trying to make it to the weekend so that I can like, hit the bar with the boys, on Saturday night or go out with my girl and like have a good night and have a good time. And sometimes you just feel like that fucking penguin, bro. Like you could just slowly walk away from everything and be happy. And I don't know. Like I think for me, there's this one time I really felt this way, where this was like probably a couple years ago, where I was like the unhealthiest I'd ever been. This was like kind of just after COVID was starting to like stuff was starting to like open up again. COVID was starting to like be a little bit more relaxed or whatever, like the rules. And I was really unhealthy. I was just home all the time. I was, fatter than I'd ever been in my life. It sounds funny, but it's true. I was like almost 280 pounds at that point. And I was like grinding for work and like finishing up school. And at that point, I wanted nothing more than to just walk away from everything. I think like there was a point where I even got like laid off of my job, and it was like a really tough time mentally for me. Like I was just going through so much shit at the time. And I just remember like going through that, and I just felt like I needed to like disappear. Not even because like anything was that wrong, even though it was like there was a lot of shit I was going through where like shit just felt wrong, but it was just because everything was too much, and that is why I think this penguin hits so hard for people, because I feel like a lot of people go through that shit like on the daily. And the funniest part about this penguin is it's basically a meme. Like it's not basically a meme. It is a meme. It's like a depressing, like sad moment in nature. Like this penguin, he strays away from his colony, tries to go to these mountains, and then dies. Fucking tragic. But the internet immediately turns it into a meme because like people my age, just Gen Z, like they can't process emotions normally. I feel like, everything, no matter what it is, any sort of tragedy, just anything that happens in this world gets turned into a meme. I don't mean to like get political or bring up like random crazy shit, but like take like Charlie Kirk, for example, or even like Epstein. Take shit like that. I remember when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, memes came out like immediately, bro. And that was a tragedy. Not like that I stand for anything Charlie Kirk said, but just seeing a guy get shot, like all over social media, and the first thing people do is turn it into a fucking meme with all like the face swap shit and everything. It's hilarious, bro. It's so funny how we're so incapable of processing emotions that we just turn everything into memes. I find it hilarious, honestly. That's because we've been conditioned that way to, you know, just cope through humor. And I think that's a good thing a lot of the time. I think coping through humor is like one of the best way to cope through a lot of shit you're going through in life. Like as long as you're not taking life too seriously, I think that's fine. You know, I don't really think that's a huge, like, you shouldn't take life too seriously, but I think there's a time and a place for it. And it's definitely a method that shouldn't be used for everything. Like, when's the last time you heard your boy say, I'm struggling? Or, you know, I need help with this? Or just anything. Like, when's the last time you've actually spoke to your boy about something you were going through and, like, had, like, a deep conversation about it? I can, like, probably count on one hand how many times I've actually had like serious conversations with my boys about like something I was going through, like personally. And, you know, instead of doing that, we say, this penguin understands me. And honestly, I think that is like, that can be definitely a healthy way of pretending everything is fine sometimes. People call it the nihilist penguin, which I don't know if you know what nihilist means. I actually had to look it up because I saw like news outlets and shit calling it the nihilist penguin. And it's basically this idea that life is meaningless and like you reject all morals and like religious values in life. But and like people call it the nihilist penguin. Like that's what I've seen a lot of people refer to that whole viral trend and meme as. But I don't even think it's that deep. Like I don't think the penguin was like life is meaningless. I just think it was lost. You know, I think a lot of people feel like that right now. Like you're doing what you're supposed to, you know, going to school, finding a job, trying to even maybe you're trying to date, find a girl, whatever, hang out with the boys, whatever. But you still don't know where you're going. It's like piloting a plane with like a blindfold on, you know, like I like sometimes that's just what life feels like. And so, you know, the penguin walking towards the mountain is like the most raw metaphor ever. There was no music, no dialogue, just straight vibes and walking. Like, you know, just don't think, just go chase that fucking dream, you know? And I think that's like a big part of it. Like people just like they have this dream that's way off in the distance. Like they have this ideal life that they want to be living, and they see a lot of people, especially on like social media, living that life that they want to be living, and it like gets to them. Like it gets to me, you know, like I said earlier, like seeing friends of mine buying a house, or people I went to high school with getting engaged and like having weddings and shit, having kids, bro. Like people are bringing full on like human beings into this planet. Like what the fuck, bro? It's just crazy to me. And I think that's like on the extreme end of things. Like I think 24, 23, 22, that's like young to be doing that kind of shit, but it still makes you think like, when am I going to do that? Like I like since I was a kid, I've always thought about my family in the future. Like I want 2 kids at least. I really like this girl that I'm dating right now. I haven't been dating her for long, but I really do like her. You know, can I have a wife that, you know, cares about me, that is nice to look at, and, you know, is just someone I can laugh with? I hope so. You know, like I don't know, man. It's like sometimes it just hits. I think the reason that penguin hits so hard for a lot of people, and I know I've said that a million times, that phrase, why this penguin hit so hard, is because that penguin died chasing the dream that he wanted to live out. He died chasing his dreams. And what's a better way to go out? You know, sometimes life just feels like you're part of a crowd, but mentally you're already walking towards the mountains. Not because you want to die, but because you don't know where else to go. And honestly, respect to that fucking penguin, because he didn't pretend, he didn't force it, he just left. And I think everyone, especially Gen Z, has felt like doing that at least once. At least once. I'm willing to bet you watching right now, you felt like just packing up a fucking bag and leaving. And just like, you know, I'm going to go live in a fucking van and like do whatever the hell I want. You know, and it's crazy, man. I'm not even going to lie. Watching that penguin, I was watching like all kinds of videos. I fucking cried, bro. I fucking cried. I don't cry, man. Like, I maybe I'm a bitch. Maybe I'm just a pussy. I was getting emotional looking at this fucking penguin from 2007. This fucking penguin that's been dead for 18 years. I was getting emotional. 19 years, actually. Oh my God, we're in 2026, dude. That's fucked. I was getting emotional about a basically 20-year-old or a penguin that's been dead 20 years ago. And because it felt relatable. Like, I want to chase my dreams. Like, I have dreams, I have aspirations, things that I want to amount to in my life. I want to make my parents proud. I don't want to be a bum. And I'm sure 99% of you wants to do the exact same thing. And I think that penguin is just such a good representation of chasing your dreams and dying doing what you love. And what's better than that? Anyways, you know, I won't keep you here any longer. That's why I think this penguin popped off all over the internet. You know, I really do. And if you feel the same way, let me know down below, because I have a feeling a lot of you are going to feel the same way. But either way, hope you enjoyed. I'm going to try and make this like a every few days kind of thing. I've been wanting to make a channel like this forever, and I've been seeing a lot of channels pop off with this style again. So I'm going to try it out, see what happens. But either way, have a good night. Take it easy. We act like it's royal, like it's life or death now. Tearing up the script for a regular fall. I'll call it in a war when it's the come now.